What's up, baseball fans? And of course, what's up, Met fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets with Rob. And we are 1 day away from opening day 2023. And we are now ready for the MLB preview and predictions. I will be predicting every division, every wildcard team, every division winner with win totals for each and every team. We are going to get started right now. The AL West, a team as the Houston Astros that have dominated the AL West for many, many years now, and I don't think that's going to change at all. We're going to look at the AL West right now. So the Astros are going to lead the division. I don't think anybody would be shocked that they are number one in the AL West with a 103-59 record to lead the AL West, and obviously not even close to the second place team, which is the Seattle Mariners. 91-71 for the Seattle Mariners. The Texas Rangers made a couple of moves this year. A big signing by Jacob deGrom. The Texas Rangers are going to be 85-77. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim coming in at fourth at 82-80. And last place, which everybody should be choosing, is the Oakland Athletics at 68-94. That is my predictions for the AL West. Astros win the division, 103 wins to 59 losses. They're going to win the AL West by a landslide. Going to the AL Central. This one can be a little different amongst everybody's opinions, but in my opinion, guys, the AL Central division winner is going to be the Cleveland Guardians with a 92-70 record. I do think they're going to pull it out at the end of the year, winning that AL Central with 92 wins and 70 losses. Coming in at number 2 is the Chicago White Sox at 90-72. I do think that is going to be what two teams are going to be at the top of the AL Central, because I don't think anybody else is going to challenge them in the AL Central. Coming in at number 3 is the Minnesota Twins at 87-75. I think they're going to be a couple of games, about 10 games or so, 12 games or so over 500, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make a playoff spot. They're going to be third in the AL Central at 87-75. Coming in number 4 is the Detroit Tigers at 77-85. They're just not there yet. They're a young team. They got a nice signing last year with Javier Baez, but they're still years away. They might surprise a little people and win a few more games, but I'm going to keep them at the 77 win mark with 85 losses to come in fourth in the AL Central. Last place is the Kansas City Royals. They're another up-and-coming young team that is just not there yet. And I think in a year or 2, maybe even 3, I think they could be a contender in the AL Central. But right now, for the 2023 season, I'm going to give them a 75-87 record, coming in last place in the AL Central. So the Guardians are the division winners in the Central with a 92-70 record. With the AL East to round out the American League, the Toronto Blue Jays are going to win the AL East with a 96-66 record. That is a record that I kind of had them close to that last year. I had them winning the division last year, but I do think this is the year where, with all the Yankees injuries, with a lot of question marks going into the season with the New York Yankees, I think the Yankees are going to take a step back here, and I think the Blue Jays are finally going to live up to what they are on paper, and that's a very good team. And considering that I love the Chris Bassett move to solidify that rotation, I can only see the Toronto Blue Jays winning this division with a 96-66 record. Coming in second place is the New York Yankees with a 94-68 record. The Yankees didn't do much this offseason, specifically with the lineup. Their MO for the last couple of years in the playoff has been offense in the playoffs. Aaron Judge had a historic year last year, and if it wasn't for that, who knows where the Yankees would be, because everybody in that lineup wasn't very good. The first half of the year, they looked like the best team in baseball, and then everybody came back to the back of their baseball cards that were in that lineup, except for Aaron Judge. The rotation, even with Rodon, even though he's gonna start off on the IL, and they got multiple injuries in that rotation, and Herman and Schmidt are going to be a big part of that rotation. Now, because of the injuries, I just don't see the Yankees being better than the Toronto Blue Jays, and I think they will take a step back, and that is 6 losses less than last year, coming in at second place at 94 and 68. Coming in at third place with a record of 88 and 74, the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays, they always shock people all the time, but I'm going to get them under the 90 win mark, and I'm going to go with 88 and 74. Coming in at fourth place, the surprise team in the second half last year was the Baltimore Orioles, but they're just not there yet to contend for the AL East. They're going to be a lot better with an 85 and 77 record. I think they're going to cause some issues with AL East teams facing them, and they might be a pain in the ass facing them, specifically in their division. But the Baltimore Orioles, 85 and 77 in fourth place. And in last place is the Boston Red Sox at a 70 and 92 record. The Red Sox are not good. They're not going to surprise anybody. They have injuries. They got an older rotation. It's just not exactly the Red Sox that we've seen winning World Series here. They're in that phase right now where they have a couple of bad years in a row, and then they figure out a way to get to a World Series and possibly win one. But right now, they're going to be the worst team in the AL East and one of the worst teams in baseball with a 70 and 92 record. So, to round out the American League playoff bracket, the 3 division winners are the Blue Jays, the Guardians, and the Astros. Division winners with the best record going to the Astros, who will have the bye and the best record at 103 wins. The 3 wildcard teams coming out of the American League are the New York Yankees, the Chicago White Sox, and the Seattle Mariners. Once again, guys, division winners, Blue Jays, Guardians, Astros. Wildcard teams, the Yankees, White Sox, and Mariners. That is going to round up your American League playoff bracket. Division winners, wildcard teams for the 2023 season. And now we are going to get to the National League. The National League is a juggernaut. They are so many teams that could actually win the championship, not unlike the American League, where there's probably 3 at most, maybe 4. There's about 6 or 7 teams that can actually win the World Series and contend for a World Series in the National League. And we're going to start off all the way out west for the National League West. And finally, the San Diego Padres are going to win the NL West with a record of 162. I think they're finally going to get over that hump and beat the Dodgers for the division. I think the Dodgers are going to take a huge step back. They didn't do nothing this offseason to better themselves. They lost Trey Turner, which is going to hurt them. I don't think the Padres are going to let this division get away from them this year in the 2023 season. So that means second place team is the Los Angeles Dodgers at 91 and 71. I think they're taking a huge step back. Like I said, they're going to not reach 100 games. I think they're barely going to get over the 90 win mark. They're going to struggle because they got to face team like the Padres. But I just don't think the Dodgers are going to be that dominant team we've seen in the regular season year after year after year, specifically this year. This is basically the first year the Dodgers really didn't do something big in the offseason, and I think it's going to hurt them this season. So the Dodgers second, 91 and 71. Coming in third place is the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco Giants had a terrible offseason. It looked like it was going to be extremely good for them with Judge and Correa, and then it fell apart on both those fronts. And the Giants are just out there with their pants down, basically. And I think they're going to struggle with 2 really good teams in the NL West. Giants are going to be a couple of games above 500 at 84 and 78, but they're in no man's land when it comes to making the playoffs. Coming in fourth place is the Colorado Rockies at 79 and 83. The Rockies are an okay team. They're not great. They'll score some runs. Their pitching might be a little worse, but they're not going to contend in the NL West, and I don't think they're going to have a hard time winning ball games, and that's why I'm going to have them a few games below 500 at 79 and 83. And rounding out the NL West is the Arizona Diamondbacks coming in at last place at 69 and 93. they're young. They got some good players, but they're clearly not going to make the NL West uh, contenders at all. And they're just going to, play out the string the entire year. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, 5th place in the NL West. Starting with the NL Central, I think there's a no-brainer division winner here, and that is the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm going to put them at the record at 94-68. I like the Cardinals a lot. They always find a way to get into the playoffs, and I think the Brewers, who are in second place at 90-72, are going to take a step back. They're having problems with the front office and certain players, including their star pitcher, who went through arbitration with them and was not very happy with them. And I just think they're going to take a huge step back here and come in a second place with a 90-72 record. In third place is the Chicago Cubs at 84-78. I think this is a team that could surprise a lot of people here if they all remain healthy. I think the rotation got a little bit better. Aiden Swanson is a huge deal to this young Cubs team, especially the lineup. I think the Cubs could contend in the NL Central. Definitely can contend for second place in the NL Central. But if the Cardinals struggle a little bit, I would not be shocked to see the Cubs try to contend in the NL Central against the Cardinals. But I do have them 84-78 in third place at the moment. I can't give them that much credit yet. They have to show it on the field. Coming in fourth place is the Cincinnati Reds at 74-88. The Reds are a bad team. They got a couple of nice players, but they're just not there yet. One of their best players is India. Good team, good player, really good player, but a bad team. The owner doesn't care. The GM doesn't care. Clearly, they said it to the public. And the Reds are just going to be bad at 74-88 in fourth place. And rounding out the NL Central is the Pittsburgh Pirates, another team with a star in O'Neal Cruz and a couple of other guys, Brian Hayes. A couple of all-stars there, but they're lacking once again with an owner who does not want to spend. 69-93 is their record to round out the NL Central. And the last division, the best division in all of Major League Baseball, the NL East. This has the potential to be a crazy season for the NL East. 3 teams, the Mets, the Braves, and the Phillies, all are serious contenders to win a World Series. And there is no other division that has 3 teams that has the potential of winning the World Series in any other division, American League or National League. So, first place in the NL East, I'm going with my New York Mets without any bias here. I think the Mets are going to surprise some people who think they're going to just fall apart this year with a 97-65 victory. They're going to have a couple of records, 97-65. They're going to take a few games back here, but I think that's expected from a lot of people. 97-65, first place in the NL East. Coming in second place, the Philadelphia Phillies, 95-67. I think the Phillies got better in the offseason. I think their 89.5 over-under is an absolute joke. No respect given to a team that made the World Series last year, even though they just got hot at the right time. Doesn't necessarily believe that they're a great team, but they are extremely better. And I think the Hoskins injury is tough for them, and missing Harper for about a half a season is going to hurt them early on during the season. And I think that's why they're going to fall a little bit short, but in second place at 95-67. And the Atlanta Braves coming in at number 3 with a 93-69 record. A good year. But you can't just keep on losing players, good players, leaders. A player like Dansby Swanson, who every time I've watched him against my team, it seemed like Dansby Swanson always put that dagger in the heart in the Mets. Losing that, I don't see how the Braves don't take a step back, and they're not even going with their young gun and Grissom at shortstop. I just don't get it, and I think they're going to fall back a little bit with a 93-69 record in third place in the NL East. Coming in at fourth place, the Miami Marlins at 84-78. Marlins are a sneaky good team. They're going to be one of those teams that are a real pain in the ass in the NL East that are not going to be easy to beat. They got a really good pitching staff, specifically the rotation. Their lineup that not a lot of people are talking about with Jazz Chisholm, obviously the star in that lineup, but they got a lot of veteran hitters in that lineup. And that's going to be potentially scary for a lot of teams. It's not going to be easy. Not saying they're going to win 95 games, but 84-78 is a really good record. And they're going to cause some problems in the NL East. Marlins, 84-78 in fourth place. And to round up the National League, the Washington Nationals, one of the worst teams in baseball. I'm going to give them a little bit of credit here and give them 73 wins with 89 losses. They're going to be a last place team. They're just not there yet. They're going through a transition here. And, they do have that World Series from 2019, so they can live off that for a little bit. But they are going to be one of the worst teams in baseball at 73-89 to round out last place in the National League East. So to finish up the National League playoff bracket, the Mets, the Cardinals, Padres, all division winners, with the Padres having the best record in the National League, and the three wildcard teams, the Phillies, the Braves, and the Dodgers. Three teams once again from the NL East making the playoffs. I think a lot of people believe that's what's going to happen. Two teams from the NL West, and the Padres and the Dodgers, and the Cardinals are going to be the lone team from the NL Central making the playoffs. Looks very, very similar to last year, guys. So, to recap, division winners: Blue Jays, Guardians, Astros in the American League, with the wildcard teams being the Yankees, White Sox, and Mariners. And the National League division winners: Mets, Cardinals, Padres, with the wildcard teams being the Phillies, Braves, and Dodgers. So, playoff bracket: Blue Jays, Yankees, Guardians, White Sox, Astros, Mariners, Phillies, Mets, Braves, Cardinals, Padres, Dodgers. That rounds up my predictions and season preview for the 2023 season with the win totals, guys. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos, and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. One day away, guys, from opening day. Enjoy baseball for the next 6 months. Everybody, enjoy your team. Get excited. Get pumped. Baseball season is upon us. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of my records for each and every team in Major League Baseball and my division winners and wildcard teams. Once again, guys, thank you guys for watching. And as always, Met fans, let's go Mets.